Hello, today I'm going to talk about continuous improvement. Basically, my emphasis will be on the process. Let me start with something which I learned from the Atomic Habits by James Clear. You can get this from jamesclear.com. Let's assume we do 1% improvement every day. That means being 1% better every day. And if you understand the compound interest, that means every day 1%. So 1.01 times 365. That means we will be better 37.78 times. A simple mathematics. 3778% better. On the other hand, getting 1% down or 1% worse every day is like 0.99 raised to 365, which is coming to 0.03. That means deterioration of 97%. Just think on this graph and try to do this calculation on the calculator. I've been a little bit speedy on this, but the fact is the graph will be like this if you have 1% improvement every day. And after certain study growth, we can straightforward have the exponential growth. Whereas getting down 1% every day will have the graph moving down like this. When we talk about improvement, there are a lot of tools available, and these all tools are being taught into Lean or Six Sigma or any type of improvement projects, which is like, okay, like I can give you some examples, though I'm not going to talk in details about it because each and every tool itself is a separate subject and I can have a separate session on each and every tools. But just to give certain examples, let's say challenge yourself. If you want to improve, set a high target, set a higher KPI and challenge yourself. Or you set a long-term goal and then work on the action plan on how to achieve these goals. Or make your decisions right. Create consensus and then move on. Use Kaizen events or Kaizen tools, which is given in the lean management, and or strive for the perfection, zero defects, towards zero defects. So these plus there are all different tools on continuous improvements. But today I am not going to talk about any of these tools. I am going to talk about how do you approach using different tools to get the continuous improvement. And the approach is simple, three steps approach. One, in a day-to-day life, you must be already doing something and you are getting some results, some positive results. So if you are getting some positive results by doing something, keep doing it. Do more and more of that because that's already working for you. Then avoid tiny loss. Why tiny loss? Many times, you know what we do, we try to ignore the tiny losses. But as we saw in the first graph, that if we deteriorate 1% every day or 1% worse every day, maybe by end of the year, we will be 97% worst and left with only 3%. And that is why do not ignore these tiny losses. Every loss is important. It's the same impact. If we have the impact of bigger losses, the same impact we have by the tiny losses. And measure backwards. I'll get back to these two in detail because this is, I don't know what's working for you right now. So whatever is working, keep doing it. Let's look at the tiny losses. There are some examples. Let's say when we are talking into education, maybe some stupid mistakes or few mental errors which is causing us losing the marks. So if we look at those and we look at the, let's say we are having a question paper and we are answering, we can have that again relook at it. Maybe we can avoid those stupid mistakes. If you are investing into something, never lose money. Limit the risk. No need to take high risk, high profit. That's good in the books. But when you take high risk, maybe you get the high profit. Sometimes when you lose, you may be out of the business. Suppose if you are into web design, many times it's just like too much of clusters. Try to remove the elements from your web page which distracts the visitors, because the web page is created to attract the visitors, not to distract the visitors. Suppose if you are into exercises, miss pure workouts. Don't miss too many. And in case of nutrition, like eat fewer unhealthy foods. Don't get into the junk foods. So these are some examples of tiny losses or tiny mistakes. Try to avoid all these tiny losses. Measure backward is very important. What happens when we are talking about the improvement, we overlook the what we did in the past. We set the target and we set the action plan, and we do not get into a detail of the data analysis. Basically, data analysis is not for the future. Data is of the past. We have to analyze and take the decisions based on those data, which is for the future. Some examples I can give. Suppose if you are doing some training on the strength building, maybe, okay, we squatted 250 pounds for five sets or 5 reps last week, give 255 points. Try to put little bit extra. Now, little bit extra, you have to go back and measure how you did in the past. Maybe last day, maybe last year, maybe last week. Same goes to the relationship building. How many people we meet last week? 0. Okay. Focus on maybe at least one person, one new person to meet. If we talk about the entrepreneurship, maybe we landed only 2 clients last week on an average of average is 5. Then fine. Okay. Why not we focus a little bit more on this week? Suppose we are working on the weight loss and we say, okay, we are eating 3,500 calories per week. Maybe this week we try to reduce 3,400. We can't drastically go back to 2,000. And if we do not look at the past, we might land up into 4,000 also. So these 3 things are very important. Keep doing what is working for us, avoid the tiny losses, and measure backwards. These are very important. And then remember, this graph is absolutely important. 1% better every day, which will take us to 3,778% improvement by end of the year. And if it is 1% worse every day, which will decline us to 97%. Thank you. Go up and never stop. If you like my videos, please do subscribe to my channels. Thank you very much.